Terminator Survivors is an upcoming open-world survival game developed by Nacon Studio Milan. Set in the year 2009, shortly after Judgment Day, the game immerses players in a post-apocalyptic world inspired by the first two Terminator films. The game environment is characterized by desolate landscapes, ruined cities, and the omnipresent threat of Skynet's machines. Utilizing Unreal Engine 5, the game aims to deliver a visually striking experience that captures the bleak and oppressive atmosphere of the world dominated by hostile machines. In Terminator Survivors, you emerge from a shelter as one of the last vestiges of humanity trying to rebuild society. The core gameplay loop involves scavenging for resources, crafting essential items, and constructing a base of operations to support humanity's resurgence. The game offers both single-player and cooperative modes, allowing up to 4 players to collaborate in survival efforts. Players will encounter iconic characters from the franchise as well as new figures integral to this timeline. Combat requires a more nuanced approach. Encounters with Skynet's machines, including the formidable T-800, require tactical decision-making. While players have access to a range of firearms and melee weapons, direct confrontation isn't always advisable. Stealth and evasion play significant roles, especially when dealing with nearly indestructible adversaries. The dynamic day-night cycle and resource management system adds layers of complexity, challenging players to adapt to ever-changing conditions. Originally slated for early access in October 2024 to coincide with the 40th anniversary of the original Terminator film, the game's launch has been postponed to 2025 to ensure a polished final product. Upon release, Terminator Survivors will be available on PC via Steam Early Access, with subsequent launches planned for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. I'm looking forward to joining the Resistance and hope to see you alongside me. Solarpunk is an upcoming cozy survival game developed by Cyberware, an indie studio known for their previous title Hourglass, which was well received for its engaging puzzle mechanics and atmospheric design. In Solarpunk, players are transported to a technologically advanced world of floating islands where they can build, farm, and explore either solo or in cooperative multiplayer mode. The game embraces a vibrant and optimistic aesthetic, drawing inspiration from the Solarpunk movement, which emphasizes sustainability with harmony in nature. Utilizing Unreal Engine 5, Solarpunk features lush green landscapes, futuristic architecture, and a serene atmosphere that invites players to create their ideal home in the sky. In Solarpunk, players gather resources to construct homes, farms, and various gadgets. The game focuses on sustainable energy sources, allowing players to harness sunlight, wind, and water to power their creations. Automation plays a significant role, with players crafting devices to streamline tasks like watering plants and collecting resources. Exploration is facilitated by customizable airships, enabling travel between floating islands to discover new resources and challenges. The core gameplay loop involves gathering resources, building, farming, and exploring, while also maintaining a self-sufficient ecosystem. Solarpunk is slated for an early access release on PC via Steam in 2025, with plans of subsequent releases on PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. If you're into survival games without the heavy stress, this might just be that perfect cozy game for you. Dune Awakening, developed by Funcom, is a highly anticipated open-world survival MMO set in the vast and perilous universe of Frank Herbert's Dune. Known for their immersive worlds and innovative gameplay, Funcom's legacy includes the acclaimed Conan Exiles and Age of Conan, establishing their expertise in survival games as well as MMO development. Dune Awakening promises to elevate these concepts, combining deep storytelling with expansive multiplayer experiences. Set on the desert planet of Arrakis, Dune Awakening captures the harsh beauty of this iconic setting. The art style is a blend of realism and the future mystique of the Dune universe, featuring massive sand dunes, ancient ruins, and sprawling spice fields. The design team has drawn heavily from the recent Dune film, ensuring a juxtaposed atmosphere of grandeur and desolation. From the golden shimmer of sandstorms to the ominous shadows of towering sandworms, every detail emphasizes the planet's unforgiving nature. The core gameplay of Dune Awakening revolves around survival, exploration, and strategic multiplayer interaction. Players must navigate the dynamic ecosystem of Arrakis, battling extreme weather conditions, resource scarcity, and colossal sandworms. The game introduces a unique mix of PvE and PvP, allowing players to form alliances, establish bases, and engage in factional warfare. Key gameplay features include harvesting spice, crafting gear, upgrading bases, and engaging in large-scale conflicts for territorial control. The game's dynamic events, such as shifting sandstorms revealing hidden treasures, ensure an ever-evolving experience. Funcom's blend of survival mechanics and deep customization fosters a gameplay loop of risk, reward, and community-driven storytelling. Dune Awakening is slated for release in early 2025 and will be available on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS, ensuring a next-gen experience across platforms. Fans of Dune and survival games alike have much to anticipate. Skyclimbers is an ambitious multiplayer, survival, city building, and animal taming game being developed by Paratope. Set in a procedurally generated, anime-inspired universe, Skyclimbers presents a vibrant and diverse world for players to explore. The game's art style manifests through 5 dynasties, each with unique architectures, lore, elemental association, and environments ranging from lush forests and misty coasts to barren deserts and floating cliffs. In Skyclimbers, players build and manage their own kingdoms by gathering resources, constructing buildings, and overseeing an economy and population. The game offers real-time base building, allowing players to chop trees, mine stone, and erect structures to expand their domains. In addition to your choice of starting dynasty, there are 5 classes: Paladin, Mage, Ranger, Engineer, and Warg, each with unique skills and abilities, which are going to help you in battle alongside tamed creatures known as the Sentius. These creatures are associated with the different habitats and can be captured, trained, and even mounted, providing companionship and assistance in battles. There's plans for it to be both single player as well as multiplayer, with the option of local co-op as well as dedicated servers, and they're planning for cross-platform, but that will not be day one. Skyclimbers was originally slated for a 2025 early release, but as things are looking, the launch will likely slide into 2026. Either way, this is definitely going to be one to keep your eyes out for. Rooted is an upcoming post-apocalyptic survival game developed by Headlight Studio. This title marks the studio's debut in the gaming industry, aiming to establish their presence with an immersive survival experience. Set in the year 2100, Rooted transports players to a world devastated by global bacteriological warfare. Nature has reclaimed urban landscapes, creating a visually striking environment where remnants of civilization blend with overgrown flora. The game utilizes Unreal Engine 5 to deliver realistic graphics, dynamic weather, and detailed environments that enhance the immersion. In Rooted, players start by setting up a camp in the forest, collecting resources, and crafting essential survival tools. The gameplay highlights exploration, scavenging, and crafting as core mechanics, and venturing into the villages and abandoned areas allows players to salvage remnants of the old world. By utilizing a workbench, they can unlock new blueprints cataloged in the Survivor Guide. Progression revolves around a salvage and repair system, enabling players to restore and repurpose a variety of items, including mechanical and electrical devices. While gathering materials, players must defend themselves against threats like hostile human factions and advanced robotic enemies called rotors. To bolster survival efforts, camps can be fortified, tasks automated, and power sources generated to enhance living conditions. To add to the challenge, parts of the world remain highly contagious, requiring specialized equipment for safe exploration. And there's also deployable tools like drones that enable scouting of previously unreachable zones. In terms of the overall modes, the game supports both solo and cooperative play, with friends able to join sessions seamlessly. There's also an in-game communication system that adds realism to team interactions, and for competitive players, PvP versions of the map with specific features are available on dedicated servers. As of right now, Rooted is slated for early access on PC via Steam and Epic Game Store. If you want to get in now, they have an early pledge option granting alpha access under NDA. Otherwise, it looks like there's 2 more alphas in a beta phase before early access happens. So optimistically speaking, my guess is it's going to be the end of 2025 before we get to hop into this post-apocalyptic nightmare. Stormforge is an upcoming open-world survival crafting game from venture-backed Roboto Games designed for solo or up to 8-player co-op. Set in the fantasy world of Serana, Stormforge features a beautifully stylized art design inspired by Mobius and Hayao Miyazaki. The game's visual style merges hand-drawn aesthetics with vibrant, otherworldly landscapes evoking a sense of wonder and danger. The world of Serana is shaped by unpredictable magical storms, which forms the foundation of its gameplay and the narrative themes. So breaking that down further, the gameplay loop revolves around survival, exploration, and risk management. Players must scavenge resources, craft equipment, and build shelters to withstand the deadly storms that sweep across the land. Meanwhile, these storms are both a danger and a source of power, forcing players to strategize their expeditions carefully. Progression is tied to gathering Stormforge materials, upgrading gear, and unlocking powerful abilities. For me, one of the key things that makes a survival crafter is the ability to engage community, and Stormforge supports modding directly within the game, allowing for seamless integration of community-created content. Beyond this, I'm personally curious to see how they leverage the storm mechanics to build the tension between progression and survival to force difficult and meaningful choices that impact how you play the game. Currently slated for early access in 2025, Stormforge will be available on PC via Steam. In the meanwhile, players can wishlist the game now and sign up for updates, including playtests through the official website linked below. Light No Fire is an upcoming survival adventure game developed by Hello Games, the studio renowned for No Man's Sky. This new project blends elements of role-playing and survival sandbox games, offering players a vast, immersive experience. In terms of the worlds, they are planning for a multiplayer Earth, a procedurally generated Earth, a fantasy Earth, and an unexplored Earth. Now, we don't have a lot of details, but I assume that we're going to have 3 that are very well established created worlds, and then 1 that'll be procedurally generated so you can keep on playing. The game features diverse biomes from towering mountains to deep oceans, each teeming with unique flora and fauna. The art style for this seems to be inspired by classic fantasy, with these just bright otherworldly colors and vibrant landscapes. In Light No Fire, the players can explore a truly open world without boundaries. The game emphasizes multiplayer interaction, allowing players worldwide to meet, build, explore, and survive together. You can construct persistent buildings and communities, or venture solo to discover uncharted territories. The gameplay blends the depth of a role-playing game with the freedom of survival sandbox, featuring mechanics such as building, crafting, and combat. Players can scale mountains, dive into oceans, and even ride dragons over unexplored landscapes. The world is filled with immersive biomes, unique enemies, and valuable resources to discover, encouraging players to carve out their own adventures. And for me personally, I'm very curious to see how they balance the adventure versus the survival aspects, because I'd really like to see kind of a robust building system, but we'll have to wait and see. As of now, Hello Games has not announced a specific release date for Light No Fire, but given the challenges they experienced with No Man's Sky, it's not a wonder that they are slow to make commitments. The game is listed on Steam, indicating a planned release for PC, but details about other platforms remain unconfirmed. So while I'm including this on the top 10 for 2025, it's not guaranteed we're going to see it. Perhaps we'll see a beta or an early access version, but in either case, this is definitely one you should keep on your list, so look forward to this one in the future. StarRupture is the forthcoming title from Creepy Jar, the Polish studio acclaimed for their survival simulator Green Hell. Known for immersive survival experiences, Creepy Jar is venturing into science fiction with this new project. StarRupture combines elements of survival, factory automation, and crafting in a way that I have yet to see in any other game. Set on an alien planet plagued by extreme environmental cycles, StarRupture presents a visually striking world and dynamic environment, where players must adapt to alternating periods of intense heat and cold, all while contending with hostile alien creatures. From an aesthetic perspective, it reminds me of kind of a blend between Helldivers and Satisfactory. From a story perspective, players take on the role of a convict exiled from Earth, tasked with mining resources and expanding the industrial production of this volatile planet. The core gameplay loop involves exploring the planet's surface, gathering resources, and constructing a complex industrial base to withstand the planet's harsh cycles. Players will be challenged to manage resources efficiently, develop new technologies, and build machinery to survive. The game also features a robust combat system requiring players to defend their bases against waves of alien monsters. The cyclical environmental hazards introduce a unique challenge, as each destructive phase necessitates rebuilding and adaptation. In terms of player modes, StarRupture supports solo play and cooperative multiplayer up to 4 players. Creepy Jar plans to launch StarRupture in early access on PC via Steam, with the release yet to be announced. The studio has been actively sharing development updates and gameplay teasers, indicating that the game is likely on track though for a 2025 launch. Under a Rock is an upcoming procedural, open-world survival crafting game developed by Nordic Trolls. They are an indie studio known for their VR action RPG Carnage Chronicles, released in 2020. Set in the early 19th century, Under a Rock transports players to a vibrant, uncharted island where evolution has taken a unique path. The game features a colorful, stylized art direction reminiscent of Disney Pixar animations, creating an exotic and whimsical atmosphere. The island is inhabited by oversized wildlife, Neanderthals, and mystical elements, offering a visually engaging and immersive experience. The core gameplay loop involves exploration, resource gathering, crafting, and base building. Players can venture into diverse biomes, including dark caves and underwater environments, each presenting unique challenges and resources. The game supports both single-player and cooperative multiplayer up to 10 players, allowing for shared adventures and collaborative base construction. Survival elements such as farming, fishing, and combat are integral, with players needing to craft tools, build shelters, and fend off threats from the environment and its inhabitants. The procedural generation ensures that each playthrough offers a distinct world layout, enhancing replayability. Additionally, the game incorporates dynamic AI, aiming to create organic interactions and unscripted events within the world. So far, there have been no specific release dates for Under a Rock, and originally the word on the street was that there was going to be a 2024 early access release, and that didn't happen. So at this stage, I would look for end of 2025 for early access, with actual full-on release coming in 2026. On launch, it's planned for PC via Steam and Epic Games Store, as well as PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. Renown is an upcoming, fast-paced multiplayer survival game set in a vast and ever-changing medieval world developed and published by RDBK Studios. The studio's debut game immerses players in a richly detailed medieval environment featuring lush landscapes and diverse terrains. The art style emphasizes realism with meticulously designed structures and authentic period elements that enhance the immersive experience. In Renown, players start with nothing and must gather resources, build kingdoms, and fight to survive, striving to become the most renowned across the land. The game emphasizes skill-based melee combat, allowing players to engage in brutal, close-quarter battles. Armor plays a crucial role with various types mitigating specific damage, and the game includes a gore feature for dismemberment with options to disable. Not surprisingly, building is a significant aspect, offering players the freedom to construct everything from a humble farm to a massive fortress. The building system supports both unique designs and prefabricated structures, allowing flexibility for builder types and ease for those who just want to slap down structures. Renown has another feature that's not common to survival game, and that's that it incorporates social politics, with group systems for making claims, taking titles, and assigning ranks. Players can customize everything from their helmets to the banners on their bases, fostering a personalized gaming experience. Because the game is very server-focused, there's a lot of tools on here for server progression, wipe systems, as well as tools for community hosts to be able to tailor those servers, as well as future plans to be able to support mods. When I think of the gameplay loop here, it kind of feels like Rust if you put it in a medieval setting and added social dynamics. In terms of timeline, Renown is scheduled for release in 2025 and will be available on PC. The game is currently listed on Steam, where interested players can go ahead and wishlist to get notifications on availability. So I had every intention of this being a top 10 survival games of 2025 video, and then I had just 2 more that I had to fit in. I started with a list of about 45, and then after doing a bunch of research, cut it down to what you got here, folks. But 2 more. And one of these, the last one, I think you're going to find really interesting. Studio Wildcard, renowned for the acclaimed survival game Ark Survival Evolved, is developing its sequel Ark 2. The original game, released in 2017, captivated players with its unique blend of survival mechanics and prehistoric creatures. Ark 2 will be a significant evolution, moving to third-person only view and introducing advanced traversal mechanics, allowing players to mantle, free climb, perform parkour, slide, and swing through diverse terrains. Combat has been reimagined with a Souls-like system emphasizing player skill through target lock, blocks, dodges, combos, staggers, and special attacks. Set on the alien planet of Arat, Ark 2 features a dynamic world where events unfold independent of player actions, offering unique challenges and rewards. Players will encounter the hostile Arati, who hunt using their own tamed creatures, adding depth to the survival experience. The crafting system has been overhauled, enabling the construction of weapons and tools from distinct modules, resulting in millions of possible combinations. Materials sourced from various regions affect the appearance and the functionality of gear, allowing for personalized equipment. Building mechanics have been significantly enhanced, with instance rendering and network streaming improving performance for large player-built structures and extending draw distances. Players can also save and share building templates, facilitating collaborative construction projects. And finally, creature AI has been advanced. Animals now track and hunt by sight, sound, and smell. Players can employ visual camouflage, environmental instructions, and scent masking to evade predators. Dynamic pathing allows creatures to navigate around obstacles and player-built structures intelligently. As we enter into 2025, anticipation for Ark 2 remains high. However, the absence of confirmed release date has led to speculation about further delays. Once it does launch, it's going to be a console exclusive for Xbox Series X and S, and will also be available on PC. Okay, so just one more bonus game. Hytale is an upcoming sandbox fantasy survival role-playing game developed by Hypixel Studios. If you don't know them, this is a team renowned for creating the immensely popular Hypixel Minecraft servers. It was founded in 2013 and it quickly grew to the largest and most influential of the Minecraft servers, offering a ton of mini-games and unique content to millions of players worldwide. With their upcoming game Hytale, they're looking to expand and evolve the sandbox genre, delivering a deeply immersive and creative experience that pushes the boundaries set by Minecraft. Set in a procedurally generated world, Hytale combines the expansive freedom of a sandbox with the immersive depth of an RPG. The game's art style features block-based graphics reminiscent of Minecraft, but enhances them with vibrant colors, detailed textures, and more dynamic animations. This upgraded aesthetic creates a visually stunning and engaging environment for players to explore. Hytale's world is designed to feel alive, with NPCs that respond to player actions, intricate biomes, and dungeons that shift and adapt to keep exploration fresh and exciting. What sets Hytale apart is its ambitious feature set, aimed at providing players with unprecedented tools for creativity and adventure. In adventure mode, players can embark on quests, battle dynamic bosses, and delve into procedurally generated dungeons, all within a world teeming with wildlife and formidable monsters guarding powerful loot. It integrates RPG mechanics like skill progression, crafting, and farming, offering depth that rewards both exploration and strategy. For creators, Hytale offers built-in modding tools including a 3D modeling and animation toolkit, allowing players to design and implement custom content without any external software. Its minigame mode builds on Hypixel's legacy by offering competitive multiplayer experiences backed by robust anti-cheat measures. Additionally, it offers server hosting tools, enabling communities to shape their own worlds and experiences. Hypixel has not yet announced a specific release date for Hytale, but the game is planned for release on PC and Mac with potential for expansion to consoles and other platforms. From what I've seen in their dev blog and also checking out their Discord, I'm thinking maybe by end of year we'll start to see either beta or early access. I'm very excited for this one. I've got thousands of hours into Minecraft, so this is one I'm definitely keeping my eye on. So those are my top 2025 survival games. I know there's a lot more out there, but please let me know down in the comments which of these you found interesting or exciting, or if there's ones that I missed that should have been on the list. But as always, a huge thanks to the folks over here, and I'll see everyone on the next one. Happy New Year's, folks.